Hi students. Yesterday in the last session we have discussed about the sex determination and about the various experiment related to the chromosomal theory of inheritance. Today we will discuss about the pedigree analysis and the various human genetic disorders. First of all, we start with the pedigree analysis. Pedigree analysis is the important tool to trace the inheritance of a specific trait, abnormality, or the disease and study the human genetics. In a pedigree chart, conveniently the following symbols are used. If you look after toward the symbols, what are the symbols and what are the important tools are there for the analysis. Circles denote the female and the squares denote the male. The sex unspecified, it is denoted by the diamond shape. The affected individual denoted by color, specific color. If you want to show the matching between the two individuals, and if the mating is between the relative, you have to draw a double line in between the male and the female. This is to show the number of children in order of the birth from left to the right. Always keep it in your mind that you have to show the number of a child from left to the right in the order they have taken birth from the above parent. If the parent having a male child and that child is affected, it need to be shown in that manner. If the identical twins are there, you have to use that sign, and for non-identical twins you have to use that sign. Students, that pedigree analysis is one of the important topic as per the practical point of view also, because in practical you have to solve the problems related to that with the help of an pedigree analysis. So it helps in the genetic counseling to avoid the genetic disorder, and definitely in the near future the doctors will go through the pedigree analysis and they suggest how much chances of the child by affecting the chances of an affection of any kind of a disorder is there. Now we will discuss about the genetic disorder. Student, genetic disorders are grouped into two categories. The first category is the Mendelian disorders, and the second category is chromosomal disorder. First of all, if we talk about the Mendelian disorder, okay, what is Mendelian disorder and in what manner you have to why we are calling them the Mendelian disorder. Actually, the Mendelian disorders are mainly determined by the alteration or mutation in the single gene, and we call them a Mendelian disorder because it obeys the principle of inheritance during the transmission from one generation to another generation. I hope that you all are remembering the Mendel's law of inheritance. If the transmission of an diseases or inheritance of this particular followed the Mendel laws, we called it a Mendelian disorder. Mendelian disorder traced in the family with the help of a pedigree analysis. Some common example of the Mendelian disorders are hemophilia, color blindness, cystic fibrosis, sickle cell anemia, phenylketonuria, thalassemia, and etc. etc. And pedigree analysis can also give you an idea about the dominant and the recessive, and as well as the trait may link to the chromosome, sex chromosome especially, is also understandable with the help of the pedigree analysis and the various study of various Mendelian disorders. Let's start with the first disorder, the first Mendelian disorder. Again, this is an important topic as per the examination point of view, that is a bleeder disease, hemophilia. Hemophilia, students, it is a sex-linked disease in which the patient will continue to bleed even from a minor cut, since he or she cannot synthesize anti-hemophilic globulin or factor 8, or the plasma thromboplastin, or the factor 9, which is known as a Christmas factor, which is generally required for the normal blood clotting. As a result of a continuous bleeding, the patient may die of the blood loss and the disease cannot be cured permanently. However, the bleeding can be checked through the transfusion of a normal blood, which provide the vital factors for the blood clotting. But nowadays, the anti-hemophilic globulin is also available for the use of an hemophilia A. Student, hemophilia disease is caused by the recessive gene denoted by the x raised to the power h, and are located in the X chromosome. So females have the two X chromosome. For them to be hemophilic, it is necessary that each X chromosome has a gene for the hemophilia. It means both the X should be transmitted by the XX. However, such female never born as the combination of these two recessive gene is the lethal. A female having only one gene for the hemophilia appears normal because its dominant allele in the other X chromosome produces the factor required for the normal blood clotting. So such kind of females are known as a carrier. Overall, the females are generally carrier of the disease. They are not suffering from the disease because they are both the X chromosome if contain the hemophilic factor, then only they are hemophilic, but it is lethal. Lethal, it means they can't survive for the longer period of it. In males, a single gene for the defect is able to express itself as the Y chromosome carries no gene for this trait. Hence, the hemophilia occurs only in the male. A homozygous normal female and her hemophilic husband will produce the normal boys. If we look after toward the case number 1, if we check the case number 1, when a father is hemophilia philic and a mother unaffected by the hemophilia, the possible outcome for each pregnancy that all the sons will have no not having any kind of an hemophilia, but all the daughters will be the carrier. Remember, in first case, when a father is hemophilic, married to a normal woman, in that condition, none of the son is going to be suffered from the disease, but the girl's child act as a carrier. If you look after toward the second case, what is happening in the second case? If father is unaffected by the hemophilia, it means the normal. When the normal man marries with the carrier hemophilia female, in that condition, the chances of a normal son and the daughter will be the 25%. The 25% son without the hemophilia, 25% daughter not a carrier of the disease. Remaining 25% of the son will suffer from an hemophilia, and the girls also 25% will be the carrier of the hemophilia. So as you seen in the second case, when the father is when the father is unaffected and the mother is the carrier of an hemophilia, that is the condition. 50-50, 25-25% is the chances. Now we move toward the third possibility, when the father is hemophilic and the mother is also hemophilic. What will be the पॉसिबिलिटीज़ ऑफ एन आउटकम ऑफ द डिसीज़, कि जब दोनों ही जो हैं हस्बैंड और वाइफ दोनों ही अगर हीमोफिलिक और कैरियर होंगे, ऐसी कंडीशन में द चांसेस विल बी द गर्ल चाइल्ड हु इज़ सफरिंग फ्रॉम द हीमोफिलिया विल डाई, a carrier one girl and one hemophilic boy, and the one boy will be the normal as you seen in the chart, जैसा कि आपको चार्ट में दिखाई भी दे रहा है. क्लियर है चार्ट देखने से कि यहाँ पर जो पॉसिबल आउटकम होंगे प्रोजनी के वो कैसे होंगे. एक लड़की जो होगी वो हीमोफिलिक होगी मगर उसकी मृत्यु होगी, जैसे मैंने पहले भी बोला कि इफ़ बोथ द एक्स विल कैरी एक्स कैरीज द जीन्स और द एलिल्स फॉर द डिसीज, द गर्ल चाइल्ड विल अनेबल टू सर्वाइव, है ना. वन बॉय विल बी द नॉर्मल, वन बॉय विल बी द हीमोफिलिक एंड वन गर्ल child will be carrier of the disease. Now we move toward the second disease related, which is the again a disorder that is known as a sickle cell anemia. This disorder is caused due to defective recessive gene. ठीक है, that is caused due to the defective recessive gene. The red corpuscle of the affected individual becomes elongated and curved under the low oxygen tension, and the individual suffer severe tissue damage due to the aggression of the RBCs in the venous side of the capillary system and under oxygen deficiency. It is known as a sickle cell crisis, when instead of a normal red blood, the cells will converted to the sickle cell shape. So the sickle erythrocytes are destroyed more rapidly than the normal one, leading to the anemia. It means those who are having the sickle cell, they are generally suffer from a anemia, and this disease is controlled by the single pair of an allele HbA. The HB represent the hemoglobin, and capital A represent the anemia. So in that manner, the sickle cell anemia is the second disorder which is related to the that. Now we move toward the autosomal link recessive diseases. Now the question is, what do you mean by the autosome linked recessive trait? Actually, when the transmission from both the partners, whether they are carrier the heterozygous, then it is said to be an autosome linked recessive trait. It is controlled by the allele HbA and HbS, as you see, and homozygous individual of this disease shown by the HbS and HbS. So in that manner, the autosomal link ट्रेट जो है सिकल सेल एनीमिया जिसके अंतर्गत आता है, वो इस प्रकार का डिसऑर्डर है. तो जनरली द heterozygous zygotes are apparently unaffected by the disease, as they carries at least one normal allele, and they are carrier of the defective gene and can transmit the same to the 50% of their offspring of an average. And the inheritance of the sickle cell anemia is already if we seen the pleiotropic example, it is already we have understand there in the pleiotropic condition. So this defect arises due to the substitution of an valine or the glutamine at the sixth position in the B chain of the globin molecule of the hemoglobin. And this discovery was provided the direct evidences that the gene specify protein and also establish the concept of inheritance molecular diseases. So it is caused due to the inheritance molecular diseases, as you seen in the diagram. Also the DNA sequences is altered, वेलिन म्यूटेंट हुआ है, जिसके कारण ये कंडीशन जो है वो राइज होती है, एंड द नॉर्मल जो सेल्स है इट विल ट्रांसफर टू दी सिकल सेल shaped cells. Now we move toward the another disease related to the ऑटोसोमिक डिसऑर्डर. एक और यहाँ पे चार्ट हम लोग और देख ले ऑटोसोम लिंक्ड रेसेसिव ट्रेट का. हम इस प्रकार से देख सकते हैं. व्हेन द फादर इज suffering from a disease and the mother is a normal, in that condition the children's the chances of the children's affected by that will be the 50-50%. When the father is with suffering from the trait, and both mother and the father are suffering from trait, in that condition also the chances the 50-50%, 50% of the suffering, 25% is of a carrier, and the normal will be the 25%. Similarly, when both the father and the mother is suffering from the sickle cell anemia, in that condition all the children will be suffer from the disease sickle cell anemia. Now we move toward the another disease related to that, that is a phenylketonuria. If we talk about the phenylketonuria, what do you mean by the phenylketonuria? It is generally known as in PKU. It is an inborn error in the metabolism. It is an inborn error in the metabolism due to defective recessive gene. The homozygous recessive lacks the enzyme phenylalanine oxidase needed to change one amino acid phenylalanine to the another tyrosine. ठीक है, तो जो phenylalanine को टायरोसिन के अंदर कन्वर्ट करता है वो phenylalanine oxidase एंजाइम इसके अंदर नहीं पाया जाता इस बीमारी में. एंड phenylalanine accumulate in the tissues and some of it change into the phenylpyruvic acid. ठीक है, it will converted into the phenylpyruvic acid. So what is the drawback of that? When this phenylpyruvic acid start accumulating in the tissue, it will damage the brain and it causes the reduction of the color of an hair and the skin. So in that manner, when those who are suffering from the phenylketonuria, they are not having the normal skin and the hair color. The heterozygous individuals are normal, but they are the carrier. So this diagram depict that what will happen after they are eaten protein or the broken down into the amino acid. One of these amino acid is the phenylalanine, and when it is not going to the enzyme is not there, in that condition the person is going to be suffering from the disease which is known as in phenylketonuria. Student, that's end for the genetic disorder. In next session we will discuss about the chromosomal disorder. Thank you and have a nice day.